friends and family. This is part 2. Tisha Creations Art Gallery Tour. Arts and Crafts, okay? Hope you all watched part 1 and enjoyed it. And this is another beautiful day. Just like I said before, right? That's afternoon right now here. Morning I shot the first part and this is the second part. The video is too long, so I had to cut it down by the part 1. Okay, so let's start the second part. This is the first part. This is the painting that I stopped, first part. Let's move on to the next one. We'll start from where on the other side of the first painting I did. Okay, this one. This is also, and by the way, all my paintings are oil paintings, okay? I teach oil and acrylic paintings and I teach watercolors also. So all the paintings that you see in the gallery are oil paintings. So this is another painting where the theme is village scene. You see the water there? It's the backwaters in Kerala. This is close to the this is a house close to the house once where we lived. The name of the place is Muthagundam. My dad was practicing there as a doctor there. So this house was close to that house we were staying. And you can see there's the water. A lady, the housewife is preparing for lunch or dinner, and her 2 daughters, older one and the younger one. I was just imagining it as me sitting over there, that lady, and my 2 daughters, my older daughter and my younger daughter, sitting there and watching the people rowing the road. There's a festival, like a competition, usually happens there once a year, I guess. All the boats with those guys will be rowing it, and we'll have so many boats having a competition there. That's a kind of festival competition that happens in my hometown, Kerala. So that's what it is. You can see this is way on top of the wall, so I can see all the guys, my daughters, and that's me. And that's my friend standing over there. She's also watching. Everybody's excited. It's such a beautiful time. So that's a village scene. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is one of my most favorite ones because it is kind of life story. The name of this painting is Light of Hope. This is my most favorite painting because it tells a life story. The life story says you can see a pit in the ground. The ground is broken. And you see on top, all the leaves are all dried. There's no green you can see because something bad happened, which just turned out to be a good thing. Okay, do you see a lady sitting over there? There is a big tunnel and there is a woman sitting at the end of the tunnel, and there are 2 children sitting there and crying. So I'm imagining that's my older daughter and my younger daughter's crying. My older daughter is taking her in her lap and consoling. And there is me sitting over there. The story begins here. It used to be a green place over there, and it turned out to be all dried. That means that shows the green life that I had, or this woman had. Suddenly the green was gone, everything was dried, She fell into a pit. Everything is broken and she fell into the pit. Now she's at the end of that tunnel, looking on the other side of the light. Even though so many bad things happened at that time, she still didn't give up. She's still looking at the light of hope, smiling. And her children are crying here, but she's shouting from there and saying, she couldn't see her children, but she's shouting from there and saying, do not cry. I'm looking at the light of hope. We all will be happy again. We all will be, I promise. And look at it was raining and the raindrops falling on it. I can feel the light of hope everywhere. When I tell the story to my friends, some of them cried. When I say, I don't have time to say it in detail here, but some of them cried. But when I look at this painting, all I see is light of hope, and I smile. Okay, so that's that painting. The next one. That's my beautiful grandma. She's sitting so relaxed in the evening, in the night, with the light. This picture, this was actually a real grandma. I saw this picture in a newspaper or somewhere a long time ago. When I was like maybe 21, 22, I was in college that time. I saw this picture and somebody, actually one of my friends, just gave me this newspaper or something, and I saw this picture and I thought, oh my gosh, I love that scene. Everything in that picture, that grandma and the lamp, I love lamps. So I thought I really have to paint this. And the only different, I mean, her face doesn't exactly look like her. And she was not wearing any blouse in the very, very, very old generation, like years and 120 years back. I think that's how the older people, for some reason, I don't know. But I dressed her up. This painting used to be a huge painting, 36 by 60, like a size of a table, a dining table top. This was painted that size originally back in my parents' home in India. But when I came here, I decided to copy it and made a small copy of it. That's one of my favorite too. That's a room inside. There are also lamps. She doesn't have electricity in her house. So the lamp light, you can see the other room also has the lamp light. She's looking so beautiful and relaxed. I love this grandma. Okay, the next one. Let's move on to the next one. This is the scenery. The picture was taken in Florida. When we were living in Florida, we used to go to the beach all the time. And this is the beach picture in Florida, which was St. Petersburg, Florida, Clearwater Beach. That's where, and I added a log, and I added a bird to that photograph that we had. That's all the differences. It's a sunset time. And the next one. This also has a story. This used to be also a 36 by 60 dining table top size picture, and I copied this because this is one of my paintings. The story behind this was when we were in Florida, my kids' dad's friends, they went to Pittsburgh temple, and the temple had a huge painting, the same painting, and they really wanted this painting in their house. So when they came back from Pittsburgh, they dropped by in our house with the picture of that painting and told me to paint it for them. And they said they wanted 36 by 60 size painting. And by the time we had moved to another city with the job, but they still wanted that painting so badly. They traveled from there and came here and took it from me, which I painted it for them. So this is a copy of that painting because I love that painting. I still wanted to have it. So after they got this painting from me, they placed it in their house, and so many people who came to their house really wanted me to paint that painting for them. And I couldn't do it because I was in another city. But these past few years, I had reproduced it again upon request. So they came and bought it from me. I did it like 3 4 times, this painting again. So because the original people, Florida friends, they got the picture for me. I happened to see that picture. I had never seen that picture before. So I'm proud to have that painting done for my friends. And the next one, this one, the name of that painting. Oh, okay. This one I forgot to tell you. This one is Florida Beach. And this one, if you're a non-Indian, you may not know. This is a Hindu religious picture. The boy with the blue color is a god, and that's God's mother. God's name is Sri Krishna. This is Sri Krishna's mother, and that is Sri Krishna's brother. Okay, and what she's doing here is she's making makhan. She's making curd. I think that's curd, yeah. And Krishna loves to eat curd. That's what it is. And the next one, the name of this painting is Secret Meeting. Back in India, in my generation, okay, not everybody in my generation went through that, but I did because my parents were very overprotective, and I always studied all in girls' colleges and schools, except 2 years with my sister. I went to +1 and +2. We call it pre-degree there, pre-degree. So we went to a boys' school, which my parents didn't have any choice. They sent there. So they were that overprotective. I still believe whatever they did for our own safety only. Anyway, so so I still say in my generation, some people may not agree because the reason I was brought up that way, we were not allowed to mingle with any guys, or we were not allowed to talk to any guys other than our cousins. So some of my friends say that people who are not allowed to do that, and they find some, if they like a boy or a girl, each other, so they met somewhere secretly. So this is to remind that this is how they met secretly. The girl is covering her face, and he's meeting her on a stage behind the screen because he couldn't meet her anywhere else. So that's what it shows. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, these are my children. Actually, these paintings, both my children are 3 years old. Both my children are 7 years apart, but these paintings I did the age in their age in these paintings are 3 years old. So this is my older daughter. When we moved from India to Florida, when she was 2.5, 3 years old. So this picture is taken in the Florida beach when she was 3 years old, and she's an amazing, amazing person. We never had to teach her anything. She learned everything by herself, even the swimming. We just put her in the swimming pool with this what is it called? I forgot. Float, something. um, I'm old. I can't remember too many stuff. Sorry. So we just put her in the swimming pool with that, and she learned swimming all by herself, diving, everything. Okay. So that's the picture. It was just me, her dad, and me that time. She was 3 years old when she came to Florida from India. And this one, again, she was three, kind of 3.5. My younger daughter, she's 7 years younger to my older daughter. So she and me and her dad were acting in a drama for a festival for Indian function in the temple over here. So I made her that costume. I love to design and stitch clothes. So I made her that costume and I dressed her up for that play. In that play, this is how she was supposed to stand with me. So I made her costume and my costume. I was wearing the same thing in red also for the um, play. And her dad was a pujari, like a priest in that play. So we did that for we did representing for Kerala Association here, which was performed for temple festival done by all other Indian festivals. Next one. This is actually, they are my sisters. The girl in white is a wedding dress. She actually wear a veil also. In that picture, when I took the picture, when I went for her wedding, uh, she was not wearing veil that time. Usually for the church wedding, she wears the veil. And the other sister is my younger one, who's here in US also. My younger one is standing next to my youngest sister. We are three girls to our mom and dad, and the last one was getting married. That's why I went for the wedding and took this picture, brought it back home, and I painted it. Her veil is missing. That's all missing in this picture. It has a lot of details. They are my only two loving sisters. I have two loving sisters and the family is so loving too. And the next one. This one is also original painting is done by a very famous artist from Kerala. MS Hussain? I can't remember. I went through so much today, so much stuff going on. I can't remember anything right now. Anyway, this is a very famous masterpiece painting from Kerala. And one of my friends, who is my art customer, he brought this picture and said this is his dream to have this picture hung in his house. Just like I have a dream mountain picture hung in my house. So he asked me to paint this. So, but the original painting has only half of the face. I added the other half because I didn't want, I told my customer that, I do not like it like that, and it will be an exact copy of the original painting. I do not like to copy any paintings. So I have to do something different. So I added the other side. The other painting, the original painting is famous because of the half face shown in that. But I didn't want to copy. For that reason, I added half face. And the painting that I did is also a dining table size painting, which is 36 by 60. And this is a copy of the painting. I reproduced a smaller one. and I love that painting. He's a amazing, amazing artist. I don't know how this creativity came in his mind. It's an excellent, excellent creativity. But I'm glad I could make it exactly like that, and made changes to it and made it the way I wanted, because I didn't want to copy it. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is a kind of modern painting. This represents the Reiki. I don't know whether you heard about that. It's kind of, I'm not exactly sure. If you all can Google for Reiki, it's about positivity, some energy coming from our body, mind, or something like that. So it represents that. That's what my friend said. She wanted that. So I wanted to do it for her. She wanted to display it in her profile picture, because she does Reiki. Reiki. Um, so my intention was, when I was doing it, it's the only theme is positivity, the positive energy coming from me. And I'm a person, God given so much energy in me, physical energy and mental energy. I'm still high in it, just like I used to be when I was a teenager. So that never left me. That is a gift from God, I believe. So that's what this is. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Let's go. I'm climbing the stairs. Okay, this is another painting. This was done imagining a dancer that he was hired to dance for our company once a year, or employee appreciation dinner. We have live music all the time, and we have dancers hired, and caterers and chefs standing there, and it's beautiful. Our company parties are amazing. All this entertainment companies come and do a lot of stuff. So he was one of the dancers over there, dancing with all the people. Usually when they hire somebody, they just dance a little bit and they don't engage with employees that much. I mean, enjoy with the rest of the team. But this guy was totally 100% engaging with each and every employee who was dancing over there. Everyone thought he was like an angel, and he had a non-stop smile. So I imagined him as my angel that day, because that was the time I really didn't want to go for that party for some reason. I was very down. And every day when I go out, if I'm feeling sad or down with something, somebody will be there that day like an angel. God sent an angel. I meet an angel just by smiling at me or saying one word to me, make me happy. So that just one word they gave me made my day that day. Maybe it's the way that I take it. That word was enough for me to cheer up. So that day I was just alone, and there no one else could come with me, so everybody was dancing as a partner, and he was there. He really realized it, and he really engaged me in dancing 100% whenever I needed on that dance floor. So I could never forget that boy. He was he was younger than my daughter, but the way he was treating everybody the same, and he had that beautiful heavenly smile on his face. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna paint him as the main theme, because he was an angel. This is like, he's a dancer, he is a great, awesome dancer. So this is one of the he's dancing with one of his dance team, a girl, and that's him. And I have a picture of myself like that in the beach. My daughter took, somebody, my friend took that picture in the beach. So I painted myself there and him and his teammate there. And that's myself, that's him and his dance mate. Okay, that's done. Now, this one, this is just experimental three-dimensional painting with balls inside. It's like a crazy mind. It shows a crazy mind. I just wanted to experiment something. You can see all the balls inside. That was my idea. I have to see everything inside that thread. Cannot come out. It's like trapped in a crazy mind. That's the name of the painting. Now let's go. This one. Okay. This I have to show you. That's one of my very first landscape in oil. Very first landscape in oil when I did, when I was 21 or something, back in India. And that Mother Mary and child picture and these, that was the first portrait and this was the first landscape. You can see all this goats and a man on the house. Remember I was learning how to mix oil paint with the guru when I was doing masters. Yeah, so this oil painting, the landscape and that Mother Mary, the first portrait and this first landscape, I did it when I was with him. Those are the only two things I did. And then I learned how to mix paint, but I was always painting with other mediums as a self-taught artist. That's done. Now, next one. That is called Munar. Remember I was telling in the first part, my dad always took us to hill station and all those stuff. Or not all those stuff. Sorry, I keep using all those stuff. All those places, at least 2 or 3 times a month for 2 days. So this is one of the place, Munar. We drive everywhere in the mountains. He was my dad. Oh, I told you. I forgot to tell you. My dad is a daredevil driver. He used to drive in the flood like a soccer field. The paddy fields will be full of flood waters, and we'll be going to see movies, second show movies. He took us every weekend. We used to go to the city to watch. Like we used to live in, like dad was practicing in villages entire life till he got retired from government service. And everywhere we lived, villages were all in Cochin city, I mean Ernakulam district, which is Cochin. And but every weekend used to take us to the major city Ernakulam and watch second show movies and dinner at the hotel and by shopping. So we had the best of both worlds, the village and the town, the city. So the modern world and the traditional world, we experienced both when we three children were growing. Our parents were amazing. So this is one, and this one, that picture was taken by my kid's dad in his camera. He was a awesome photographer also. This was the squirrel that came in one of our trees. For some reason, I loved that picture. I thought there is something special in that picture, so I decided to paint. All right, guys. Next, so my paintings here are almost done. Actually, it's done. But now I'm gonna take you to my daughters. My daughters are amazing artists. Okay, but they never expose that to anywhere. Everything happens in their room. They don't want to tell anybody. They want to show anybody. So I decided to have some. They gave me few paintings that did when they were little. This is my older daughter's painting. One. These are all done when they were little. Now they're all like big artists, have much better paintings in their houses. So these are the paintings they told me I can, they gave it to me, that they told me I can keep it in my house. Look at the details. It's my older daughter, very talented person. She can stitch all her own clothes. She can paint everything. She's a very intelligent, smart lady. And her budgeting is excellent. Lot of things I can say about my older daughter. So these are the two she has. And this is her collage. I'm gonna take the art gallery tour one day to her house also. That will be another video. Now I'm moving to, okay, let me show her room. This is my older daughter's room. She decorated it. Her half of it decorated by her own. Even though she doesn't live here, it's such a good feeling to come to her room. That's why I kept the elliptical machine in her room. So I'll have that feeling and the sweet memories of her in this room when she was growing up. And that's our little monkey hanging there. And I'm going into next, my little one's room. And she got a monkey hanging in her room too. I never wanted to remove all those. And she got all her toys still lying here. I take it out and wash it in my washing machine sometime, and that gives me great feeling of when she was living here. All the sweet memories comes when I see those toys. Actually, some of them are my older daughters too, so I keep both of theirs together still. And when I come to this room, it's a great feeling. So this is my younger one's room.